Can I buy a home without using my tax returns? Quick answer is yes, you can. So for my self-employed clients who I have a lot of self-employed individuals that, maybe their tax returns truly don't represent what they bring home or what they have available in order to qualify for a home loan. So maybe they have a lot of deductions, they have a lot of expenses, they have a lot of write-offs, right? So make a lot of money, but maybe write off a lot. So their bottom line adjusted gross income, which is what we would use, is a lot lower than what it actually is. So that creates a problem when they go to finance and buy a home. Because when you're self-employed, we look for the last 2 years of your tax returns. In some cases, we can use one, but in general, we'll use 2 years of your tax returns. We'll average what your adjusted gross income is. There are some add backs, so we do a very thorough income calculation to make sure we're able to use all the income possible. But let's say, in most cases, I have a lot of clients that have a lot of write-offs, so their bottom line really isn't representative. So a lot of times, they've been told no. So maybe they go to their local depository bank where they bank at, and, traditionally they look at their tax returns and say, sorry, you can't qualify. Okay, it's a no. Well, we have an option that's a bank statement loan. Okay, we have several other options, but this is one in particular that I've helped a lot of clients recently. What we do is we collect their bank statements. So let's say you have your business bank statements where all of your funds are deposited. Okay, so we would add up the deposits for the last 12 months. We divide that by 12. That gives us a monthly income average. In most cases, we can we'll use what's called an expense ratio, which is where we'll take out potential expenses for the business, and that could range depending on what type of business it is. If you have an office space, a lot of businesses operating from home, they have little overhead, so we're not having to, take out so much in expenses. But we do use an expense ratio, and that could be anywhere from 10 to 50%. For example, let's say we added up a business's bank statements, they add up to $500,000 for a 12-month calendar, right? We would divide that by 12, that's the income we would use. So let's say, $43,000. Then let's say we were to deduct a 30% expense ratio. So on 43, you're looking at $12,000, $13,000 that we would deduct. We'd be able to use about $30,000 in income to qualify for a home, which, of course you can qualify for practically any home with that amount of income. But on the other hand, if those particular clients have tax returns that show that they brought in $500,000, but they wrote off $472,000, that means they only had $28,000 in income for the year to be able to use to qualify. And I say only because, they made a great amount, but we're only able to use a fraction of what they're claiming they had in sales. So a lot of times they're told no, they can't buy a home. And for anybody that, can't do anything outside of the traditional, FHA, conventional, VA, USDA, it is going to be a no, at least for most price points in this area with that amount of income. But if we can use your bank statements, you can put, depending on your credit score, you can put 10% down, 30-year fixed interest rate, a great loan program. It's going to be anywhere from 10 to 20% down, depending on your credit score. We can go down to a 620, but up to a 740 would give you the best pricing in terms of interest rate, lowest down payment. But don't disqualify yourself. Real estate agents, if you have a client that is self-employed, don't disqualify them. Let me talk to them. Let me figure out what their needs are, what their goals are, where they stand, and build a plan around that. That's what I'm best at doing, is finding ways that other lenders can't get loans done. Call me with any other questions, 512-576-6115. My name is Freddy Duarte, Prodigy Mortgage.